Good afternoon, meteorologist Ted Keller with your Sunday update for the winter weather, which is thankfully for the most part missing the Ozarks. Although there are places not too far away, they're getting hammered pretty good here with both ice and also snow accumulations. We'll start with the National IR satellite loop, and this is a good thing to look at because it shows you cloud temperatures. And one of the reasons you want to do that is because you're trying to identify where the heaviest convection is. So if you start seeing areas of yellow like here and even orange like here, that's where the cloud tops are highest. There's another surge right there, and the coldest by default. And that's how we're measuring, or that's how we're inferring cloud height by looking at temperature. Okay, you can clearly see this weather system wrapping in here. We've got kind of a drier slot of air now working its way in here. I'm recording this about 1 o'clock, and that's very typical backlash area of snow. And notice how the air diverges. It goes this way and it goes this way. That really encourages a lot of lift in the atmosphere right there. And we'll dive into that. Just take a look. Here's the 500 millibar flow real quick before I get off that topic, and you can kind of see this little wind max right here circling around the base of this trough. Very energetic flow, and not surprising that we're getting the snow out in Kansas and Missouri and Iowa and Nebraska that's occurring right now. Here are the advisories. Since I recorded yesterday's, there's a full-fledged blizzard warning going on from Kansas City back through the heart of Kansas, with a winter storm warning surrounding out ahead of that. Still technically an ice warning from just east of Springfield, although it looks like the brunt of this is now going to be almost out of southwest Missouri, really. There will be some icing out here, but the primary thrust of this is really heading for southern Illinois and Indiana, parts of Kentucky and Tennessee. Here's a snapshot I grabbed of the radar about 12:30, and these are just snow reports. You're seeing anywhere from 2 to 6 inch snow reports from various observers. A little bit of icing going on, although these are kind of deceiving. I read these reports. They're mixtures of sleet and ice, so even though that says 2 inches of ice, that is not, that's a symbol for ice, but when you read it, it's not 2 inches of ice on branches. That would be a catastrophe. So that's not really right, but it is getting a little dicey out there. Half-inch ice totals maybe in some areas. And then here's the snow reports around the Kansas City area. Probably hard to read, but I see a lot of 5 and 6 inch totals as of 12:30. These are just folks that basically report on storm reports, same way they would report a wind gust or a tornado. They also report a winter precipitation as well. Here's the regional radar loop. You can see by far the heaviest convective precipitation is occurring out here now at the nose of the warm part of this system right here. So that's really a concern again for ice and snow in southern Illinois. But then this is nothing to sneeze at either, this backlash of heavy snow. The center of that is right there, and it's heading basically due east. So they haven't really gotten, even though they've had snow reports north of St. Louis, but it's not done yet. They're still going to get this pass overhead through the next 12 hours. So we still have more snow to come down. I'll show you a graph on that here in just a few seconds. I also want to emphasize why there's a blizzard warning in effect. This is a regional radar kind of zoomed in, and I'll work on these as I start to develop this video, but these are 20 and 30 mile per hour wind gusts being reported through this portion of north central, northeastern Kansas and Kansas City area up to St. Joe. So that's why the blizzard warning was issued, not just for the snow, but it has to be that and the wind and the cold, and they're hitting on all marks for a blizzard warning up there. So of course, if you've been under a rock, you know, I've been telling you, if you're going to travel north today, don't do that. You know, you're going right into a winter storm warning and potentially a blizzard warning. Now I'm going to take a look at some model data. This is the high resolution model data. See what's going to happen here in southwest Missouri. Change colors here. And what will happen at 3 p.m. is we'll have this backlash effect come in. There's a little bit of mixture of ice and sleet in this, but it's the precipitation at this leading edge is not going to be terribly heavy. It may accumulate on roads. Remember, that area is under a winter storm warning, so be advised. And then the snow kicks in behind that, and then we advance to 9 p.m. The snow is winding down across southwest Missouri. The leading edge of it is, around Lebanon and moving on out. It's still going to be snowing in St. Louis overnight tonight. We'll focus on 9 p.m. tonight. I'm going to show you what additional snowfall is expected between 11 a.m. this morning and about 5 a.m. Monday. So Kansas City is still expecting another 7 inches of snow, Columbia another 8, And around St. Louis, they're expecting close to 9 inches with these bullseyes here. Again, this is additional snowfall from 11 a.m. to tomorrow morning. One model's idea, but clearly, and the reason I really show this is, you already knew the snow is going to be coming to I-70, but Springfield's got 1.2. So on the snowfall department, we were really, unless you went way back and believe the fantasy of models issued 6 days ago, we were never really under a significant snow threat here in Springfield once the resolution of those models really came in. So 1.2, although, with the cold and everything else going with this, it's nothing to sneeze at, because wind gusts here in Springfield at 9 p.m. are projected to be over 30 miles per hour. 33 is what's listed there. Very similar totals across all the reporting stations in Missouri at 9 p.m. tonight. That's going to produce wind chills, well, about 0 here in Springfield on average. And with wind gusts, that'll go below 0, and -4 in Kansas City, -1 in Columbia. So this is all part of the chunk of cold air that this storm is riding along the edge of that made all this possible. So speaking of, let's take a look at the approximate lows. These are actually 6 a.m. temperatures. I don't have the low product. So if you see 11 there, you probably infer upper single digits for a low. Springfield on Tuesday morning, below 0 in Kansas City, and then warming a little bit on Wednesday to 15 for a low, and Kansas City 11, just to give you some examples. Columbia 5, wherever the snow is thickest. I still think even on Wednesday morning it's possible to get close to 0 with that snow just radiating off all the, and causing a lot colder conditions. And then finally, what I want to look at is this GFS 500 millibar flow forecast here. Let's see, I think I'll use black. That'll probably show it better. But what I'm looking at here, this is today's storm departing right here. And then this storm here, if you watch, it's going to be diving down like this. There it goes, boom. Then it kind of cuts off right here. And these cutoff lows are notoriously difficult for the computer model to handle, right in here. But this is going to eject, and when it does eject, it's going to eject into enough cold air for there to be winter precipitation. So the key to understanding this, and it's a little too early out to say, but I will tell you that it does look like there's probably the Ozarks are on the northern edge. Some snow possible late Thursday into Friday is the time frame we're looking at here, with a possible winter storm in Arkansas and areas below that until it changes to rain. Again, still way too early to be able to nail that down specifically, but I just wanted to give you a heads up, which is the name of the video. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you think of it, like the videos, subscribe. When the weather isn't going nuts, I do or even when it is, I do a national version of this now about 2 or 3 times a week. Be sure to check that video out. And I also have all kinds of other hobbies, from gardening to brewing beer to remodeling things, you name it. It's all on the channel. Thanks for watching. Be safe out there. Have a good day, and I'll see you on the next video.